Good morning, everyone. It's Kalina, Kentucky woman. How are you? Getting ready to go out and got to meet with some ladies, some friends, and it'll be a nice luncheon that we're going to. But today I just thought, we've got all these layers that we've been taking off now because spring is here, and today it's supposed to be like, well, it's going to be quite warm. But there's a thunderstorm coming, right? So it's going to be nice too. I like the thunder. I like listening to the thunder, especially when I'm out on the patio there and listening to it. But all these layers from winter now to spring and summer, and taking those layers off. And we each have so many layers of self. When I started out this journey years ago, when I started just going through for myself, healing, my internal healing. I was a healing daughter. And I started just having to take more care for myself. I needed to just look at really what it was that I needed to do to change things in my life. And I got some help, and I ended up going through some coaching, and I really worked on myself. And it still took me, even though I went through all that, it took me a while. But I became a sabotage warrior. I became stronger. I became a woman that knew that I needed to do something with my life. I needed to take charge. Nobody else could do it for me, right? I was holding on to things that I needed to let go of. And those things were the things that were hurting me. I was hurting myself. I was my own worst enemy, and I became stronger, and I became a part of listening to my internal GPS, my woman's GPS, right? We've all got that internal, we're guided by passion and spirit. That's what I say. My internal GPS is I'm guided by passion and spirit. So I'm listening to my woman's GPS. And then I kept connecting with other women, stronger women. And my life, each layer that I took away, it's like those layers, even though it was taken away, I'm becoming stronger. The core of me was becoming more exposed and becoming more transparent, and letting go. I had to keep letting go of that older version of myself, and as that healing daughter was letting go, the sabotage warrior was becoming stronger. As I was listening to my woman's GPS, I became, Kentucky woman was evolving. This part of me, it was always there. That part of me that was inside, that was hiding, that was broken, that was so shattered, it was becoming more exposed and fragmented. And as Kentucky woman, all of that energy and love and everything that I was doing for myself was shining brighter through all those cracks, through all those memories, through all that history, through all the pain. It's like if you could see myself and all these veins of gold and the light shining through, that's me. I'm Kentucky woman. I don't know if you've seen a photo like that. I've seen a picture of a woman, and I've actually got a little statue I've shown a lot of you before, but it's a woman that has the veins, gold veins through her, and she is shining brighter. She's stronger because of that gold, because of God's love that's pouring through us and healing us. What is it you need today? I know you're a Kentucky woman too. You've gone through things. You're healing. You're becoming stronger. Life has so much for us. It's just a lot of times we're holding on to things we need to let go of. We need to be stronger for ourselves and for those we love. This legacy of love that I'm leaving as a grandmother, as a partner, I'm so blessed. I had got the chance to start over again. All that healing, I ended up going through divorce. And I've got a wonderful partner. I've got a wonderful, wonderful life. And I just thank God. Thank God for my Adrian. I thank God for my whole life change, And it really makes a difference when there's somebody there that supports you and loves you. And it's just a completely different situation. I'm a completely different person than I was too, right? You know, we've all gone through things. We've all got a past. We've all got our stories. We've all got things that we wish wouldn't have happened or could have changed, but we can't. And we are stronger because of all those things that we went through, right? We're stronger. And all those things made me who I am today, you know, and I had to learn how to let go of the things that were not good for me, things that were breaking me, things that I had to learn how to forgive myself, but I had to forgive others too, and let go of that pain, the anger, the hurt, you know. And it started very young, as a young child, right? You know, and just everything, and then just letting go of those relationships, right? And we have to do that sometime. We have to do that. As Kintsugi women, we can go back and we can see those lines, those past, those thoughts, those everything that want to break through and come out and be stronger, right? For the next generation. I'm here as a grandmother now. For the next, my voice is stronger. My children saw a big transition when I went through that divorce and went through everything. I know a lot of times those actions, things that I did in the past, things that I said, maybe, well, I know they were hurtful. I was not always the mother and the woman I should have been. And I became stronger because of that breaking, right? When I see my younger version, it's like, I wish I would have known what I know now, right? You know, could have been stronger and stood up for myself, right? Not been so naive. But that's who I was. That was the things I went through. That was the, you know, I was a farm girl. I was a, right? What we went through as children. And we didn't have the opportunities that kids do now, right? And I didn't believe in myself as a young kid, as a teenager, as a, you know, and how many of us had that? Had somebody behind us that inspired us, empowered us. I don't know, many, like our parents didn't have that, at least mine didn't. They were farmers, they were, you know, they didn't have that. I know my mom didn't have that, and I used to blame them, but I know now as an adult, I couldn't blame them. I shouldn't have blamed them, right? And so I have to go back, and I have gone back, and I've said sorry to my parents. I've said sorry to Mom. You know, because I know at times I judged her hard. She had 8 of us kids. How could she? And she was a young girl. By the time she was 31, she had 10 children. 2 of my siblings passed. Not young, very young. One was stillborn. One just, yeah, maybe 11 days old he was. But how many times I felt like I wanted a different life. Even when I was 6 years old, I knew I did not want the life that my parents had. I wanted to be different. I needed things differently. And I blamed, and I judged, but I didn't want that. I didn't want that life, so I had to make changes for myself. And sometimes we don't have someone there to help us. And that's why I'm using my voice right now. So whoever is out there, if you're that little girl that needs to be, you know, that part of you that still doesn't understand or is afraid to speak up, or, you know, that part of you, know that you are strong enough. You know, you have so much inside of you, and you are letting go, and you're breaking through, and you're finding out that you have more power in you. You are so strong. What is it you need to do to make your life better? What is it you need to do to, right, today? What today can you do that will help your future self, that your future self will thank you for? I don't know. Sometimes I think, you know, like it is all the things. It's like all that breaking and fragmented tears, all the pain that we've gone through. Why, right? Why it seems like a lot of times you're going like on a merry-go-round, around and around in circles. It's actually like my kaleidoscope. I talk about that a lot. But it's like that kaleidoscope you're turning, right? And it's like, why? It looks so messy. It looks so crazy. And life is like that. Look at what we got. It's called a blind spot mirror. Have you seen that? So I'm going to put it on my mirror, and so it's supposed to help bring things so that you see things a little bit closer, right? And for your blind spots, it's supposed to help with your blind spots. So, I'm going to put that on. We need that. We need that. We need to find things and tools to help us. And what is it that you need to do to help yourself? Just find those blind spots in your life. What can you do today to help yourself? Maybe do some journaling. Go for a walk. Connect. Find a support system for yourself. What is it that you're doing today for yourself? What do you need to do? I say the words I need to hear, right? I need to speak and be kinder to myself, right? I need to take better care of myself. I need to drink more water. I need to go for more walks. I need to, you need to do those things. What do you need to do today? A lot of us, it's taken decades to get here, right? More than the popular. How many of us are now grandparents in our 60s, going soon be in our 70s, and we're still becoming. And if we could look at those images, just take an image like a kaleidoscope with all those images of yourself, and just watch yourself as you transition, you're transforming, you're becoming. It's beautiful. It is really beautiful when you stop and just calm and breathe and believe and trust and love in yourselves. So wherever you are today, whatever it is that you're doing today, have a look at that blind spot. See what's there. What is it that you need to look at? Take better care of yourself. Love yourself. Trust yourself. And connect with me. Listen to your GPS, your internal GPS. The universe has so much for us. God has so much for us, right? Connect with me on Wednesdays. Wednesdays is my Zoom Kalina, right? I'll leave my link in here. But I'm connected with the Global Grandmothers Council Network. And if you have an article you'd like to submit to our magazine, I'll put the link in here too. I would love to see and hear from you. And have a wonderful day, taking care of you. Kalina Kansuki Woman.